చేయాలా మజా చేయాలా?
బే ఏరియాలో ఇల్లు కావాలనుకుంటే ఒక్కటే గుర్తుంచుకోండి, NNN.
RRR గురించి విన్నాం, ఎక్సైటెడ్ గా ఉన్నాం. ఈ NNN ఏంటి?
న్యూ ఇయర్ లో న్యూ హోమ్ కావాలంటే నాగరాజ్ అన్నయ్య NNN. రియల్ ఎస్టేట్ బయింగ్, సెల్లింగ్, ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్స్, ఫైనాన్సింగ్ అండ్ రీఫైనాన్సింగ్ కి ఒకటే సొల్యూషన్, నాగరాజ్ అన్నయ్య. ఫర్ డీటెయిల్స్ విజిట్ nagarajhomes.com or call 408-805-4653. Just remember NNN. New year, new home, Nagaraj Annaiah. You're listening to Real Estate Roundup. Real Estate Roundup with Realtor Nagaraj Annaiah every Sunday from 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. PST on Bolly 92.3 FM.
Someone aptly said, buying a home is a big step into another echelon of society, of respect and of, well, responsibility that is 100% worth it. Well, that's something every homeowner will agree with wholeheartedly. And if you want to join that club of happy and contented homeowners, then I have just the person who can guide you through it all. Namaskar, Bay Area. I'm Vijayalakshmi. Welcome to another happy and happening edition of Real Estate Roundup with Nagaraj Annaiah, brought to you by Nagaraj Homes, your one-stop shop for buying, selling, investing, financing, and refinancing your home. And joining me is Nagaraj Annaiah, your trusted Bay Area realtor, and we're also joined by home advisor Catherine Pham, and she's of course a loan officer and a mortgage refinance specialist. They're here to tell you everything you need to know in real estate, from buying and selling a home to mortgage refinance. So join us with your questions and concerns. The number in the studio is 408-912-5038. That number 408-912-5038, and we'd love to have you join us with your concerns, your clarifications, your thoughts on the real estate market today. And if you need a little sound advice from the subject matter experts in the house, you're most welcome to do that. And with that, hello Nagaraj and Catherine, welcome. Happy Sunday.
Hello, Vijayalakshmi. Happy Sunday.
And
Well said. I think home buying brings in a responsibility.
Yes. Yeah. It's not to be taken lightly.
Yeah. It's a lot of people scared about responsibility, but a lot of people take it and cherish it.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, it reaps the benefits multi-fold. So, you got to do that. And hi, Catherine. You're on with us.
Hi.
Good to have you.
How are you? I'm glad to
Doing-
be here again this week.
Yes. Very happy to have you. And, both of you, this new survey that I came across, it's from published by the real estate blog Commercial Cafe, and it names San Jose as the top city for millennials today. And of course, it cites all of the jobs and the good salaries and the benefits and the beautiful weather as to reasons why San Jose is number one for anyone in the ages 26 to 41. And that's good news, of course, for San Jose. And San Francisco came in number 5 in that survey as well. So your thoughts?
Yeah. So 87 millennials are there in US, In that one, I think 10-15% are contributed from Bay Area itself.
87 million millennials. Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
87. That's never been in the US history.
Uh-huh. Okay.
People are asking me why the prices are not going down. Yeah, prices are going down, but not so much difference because number of millennials in this Bay Area.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, okay. So they're taking on, and but are they veering more towards home buying, or are they moving towards renting?
It's just more of a boom buying, right? Like because of the number of millennials is due to tech sectors, which is contributing to the huge income.
Yeah. Yes.
So, and one more good thing is happening is around like a lot of H4 EADs also is contributing towards it. Like nowadays, like not only even the dependent can start working, and which is contributing towards an income.
Oh, Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. I
Mm.
think it was. I think that's a wonderful change has happened now, like compared to the last 2 3 years back, where H4 dependent was not able to work. But now the because of such a change in the visas, the
Mm.
H4 EADs can start working and contribute towards the income also, towards the family also, which has
Yeah.
been a very good thing.
Yes. So that makes a lot of difference, to that, to the buying
I think you might be
capacity.
knowing like 20 years back when the only H1B was able to work, right?
Mm.
H4 was not able to work.
Correct. Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think now that's the change in has brought in a lot of contributions also.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, on that note, again, let me just give out our number for folks to join us. If you're just joining us, you're listening to Real Estate Roundup with Nagaraj Annaiah, your show that really guides you into the top trending issues in real estate for you. If you're venturing anywhere into real estate, if you want to buy, sell, invest, reinvest, refinance your loan, whatever you want to do, whatever aspect of real estate you're looking at, we're here for you. You can call in with your questions, 408-912 5038. That's 408-912-5038. And we have with us, of course, Catherine Pham. She is established real estate professional. And we have Nagraj, as always, your trusted Bay Area realtor. And, a quick question for you, Catherine, is when people look at mortgage, the approach mortgage as a thing that they need to do, how do you know which is the right mortgage option for you?
So, finding a home loan, it's important as for the real estate. They both are. You have to understand, like the program that it fits for you. So you have the first question you have to ask, like, how long you're going to stay at the house. A lot of people, if they're first-time buyer, not too many people stay in one house for the next 30 years. So at
Yeah.
this market, you pick the lowest rate, which is the adjustable rate. Okay, it's either 7 years or 10 years. Depends on the situation, how long you want to be you staying there. The shortest term is 5 years as well. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, as a, for first time buyer, I see most of people they pick adjustable rate. Okay,
Uh-huh.
because
Okay.
it's a first home, they can upgrade for up to 5 years or 7 years. Okay, sometimes with the bigger house, the kids grow up, they might change the house as well. They will downsize or they reinvest somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the people
Catherine,
that I
one question
client.
to you back, like, is it like, what's the, I think the 7-1 ARM and 10-1 rates are not much difference, right? I think the client home buyers can even choose for a 10-1 if they're concerned about if the rates are going high in next 10 years. I think maybe they can even
Mhm.
choose for 7-1 or a 10-1 also, correct, Catherine?
Yes. So seven. Yes. So the rate is not that much difference. It's only a quarter difference. It's 7 years and the 10 years. Um, but like I said, in this market, we pick the lowest rate. And
Mm-hmm.
depends, right? Some people, the conservative, they would like to go 10 years because, like you said, they don't know what is the next 10 year will be.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so for the benefit of our listeners who just, new to this concept, the ARM adjustable rate mortgage, when you say 5 years or 7 years, so for the five of those, 5 years,
Yes.
it'll be a fixed rate, and then it'll
mhm,
sort of jump, or you can then choose to refinance it. But for the 5 years, you lock in that rate, and that will be the rate, right? If you go in for
yes,
a 5 arm or a 7-year arm, right?
yes, so, yes. So most of the people, they pick the adjustable rate. Their focus and their most important is to have a accelerate their principal reduction. That's the most
Mm-hmm.
important because after 7 years, of course, you have a chunk of principal go towards your balance. So
Yeah.
either way, if after 7 years the rate even though a little bit higher, they still have they are overhead. I mean, I'm sorry, they are ahead, of the 30 year or the longer term because
Yeah.
their rate is low and their
Mm-hmm.
principal reduction is much, faster
Yes,
if you compare
that's
with
right.
the fixed rate.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, on that note, let me again tell our listeners you're listening to Real Estate Roundup with Nagaraj Annaiah, and we have our guest, Catherine Pham, on the show. She's a loan officer with 20-year experience, and she's talking about what you can expect in the mortgage market. And of course, Nagaraj is always there also to give you his insights on real estate. Both of them together, we've got a power team right here. So you want to give us a call in the studios if you have questions of your own, if you've just maybe bought a home or you're planning to buy one, get your feet wet in the real estate market, and you have some doubts on which way to go. Well, we have just the folks who can guide you through it all, help you navigate the market. The number to reach us in the studios, 408-912-5038. That number, 408-912-5038. And they'll be really happy to answer your calls. And Nagraj, what is your take on what is the situation right now in the real estate market? And both of you feel free to jump in.
Yeah.
Mhm,
I Right now it's more of a buyer's market.
mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
prices have been slowed down because of the rising interest rates. Okay, but when you look at the media or the outside world, they always project it like when you're looking at the 30 years fixed rates are higher. Okay. But as Catherine said, if you're looking for an adjustable rate mortgages, right, where the
Yeah.
first 7 years fixed or the first 10 years fixed,
Mm,
okay, the rate almost 2% difference would be. I think right now the rates around for 7 years around might be a 4.25% APR, but your 30-year fixed would be a 6% APR.
I see.
Correct,
Uh-huh.
correct. So in that way, it's a still good time to buy a house. It's
Mm,
being a summer. I think a lot of like who are looking for a change in the schools or like changing for buying a house, right? This is a right time for them to because the kids can jump into a new school at the
yeah.
right time now instead of
Mm-hmm.
waiting for them like two transitions, right? If somebody wants to buy a house there, they can go to a new school right time now. Okay, no need to change for them to a school in the middle of the year.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Very
Correct.
true. Mm-hmm.
So if somebody wants to buy a house to start a home, right? They can, for example, somebody is looking for a $1 million house. If they work from home option, they can go for a mountain house. Or for example, if they're looking for a 1.3 or 1.4 million, a good school districts around, they can go for a San Ramon or a Tri Valley area also.
Uh-huh.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, and if they want to stay very close to the offices like South Base, they can still consider the Santa Clara, Sunnyvale, and Cupertino is like around 3 million, 3.5 million areas.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
correct. There's a lot of possibilities around depending on their situations.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
it is not no more like where it's a seller's market where they're getting a multiple offers around there. It is more of like a like it is more of a buyer's market right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So good for all the buyers out there. If you've been sort of sitting on the fence, watching the world go by, this may be the time for you to jump in. And we have Nagaraj Annaiah, Bay Area realtor who knows the pulse of the market. He's here. And of course, Catherine Pham, she's loan officer as well. So she can guide you through a lot of the options. So all you have to do is to reach out and call us, and the number to do that is 408-912-5038, 408-912-5038. And of course, Nagaraj homes.com is the place where you want to be. That's Nagaraj homes.com. Excellent resource for anything that you need to do, and a starting point while you do it. And Catherine, what is the scene in the mortgage market? Are the rates still sort of going sky high? Because in between they had dropped a bit.
Yes, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that when you were mentioned about the buyer market, we heard people saying this is the market. It's called like revenging the buyer revenge. So
Mm-hmm.
they take advantage of the rate. I know the rate has been gone up a little bit, and
Yeah.
then it's like every week they gone up, and then now it's kind of it start cooled out a little bit. But
Uh-huh.
I heard that by the end of this summer, the rate gonna be a little bit more. But at this
Yeah.
time, rate is still good. Like Nagraj said, it's like 4.25 for the 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is still a good low rate, and that's at the same time you take advantage of the buyer market too.
Right.
So I mean, and you can refinance anytime, right? It's not.
Mm-hmm.
They predict it's going to be the high rate on the rate, and then later on they're going to lower it down in next couple of years. So
Yes.
refinance is always the option, but if you get locked into the home that you like and with a good price, that would
Mm-hmm.
be that. But the best for you is you're taking advantage on the tax as well. You pay a
Mm-hmm.
lower tax on the property, and of course, the refinance you can do it when the late rate, the market changing.
So on that note, give us a little bit of, the tax advantages of home buying and also of mortgage as well. Could you
So
draw that out?
yeah, I mean, I'm not a tax expert, but then every time you purchase the home, of course, there's the interest you can deduct on your income tax.
Mm-hmm.
And also, the property tax now, I think as you know, the way 2-3 months, everybody overbid 200,000 or 300,000, and of course, the property tax that you base on that. Now you
Yeah.
know that the taxes, your property tax is a little bit lower because you can bargain that 100,000 or 200,000 on the market
Mm.
price.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there are
Yeah.
two advantages there that you can look at on the tax.
Very good. Super. So, again, folks, if you're trying to reach us to talk to our subject matter experts, Realtor Nagaraj Annaiah or Loan Officer Catherine Pham, you can call us at 408-912-5038. 408-912-5038 is the number to reach out. And of course, you can always check out nagarajhomes.com for anything that you want to do, the communities that are served, social media. He's also available on YouTube under the handle Nagaraj Annaiah, and of course, podcasts, newsletters. He's got a pulse. Like I said, he's got his pulse on the market, so you can get in touch with us to really, take off from there his insights and guidance, and of course, Catherine as well. And we are here always with you, 12:30 to 1. You can call us right now, 408-912-5038. And Catherine, would this be a good time to actually, cash out? Do the cash out refinance, because I know you can do a lot of you can take it up, you draw out the money on the equity in your home to do home improvements or to consolidate your debts or to do any other expenses that you've been facing. Maybe it's a medical expense or a tuition that you need to pay, and you can tap into the equity in your house to do all of that. So is this a good time to do a cash out refi?
Like for last couple of years, rate has very low compared to this market.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you need the money to upgrade the house or buy another home, then yes, you can definitely cash out or do the equity line.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to start the starter rate for the first 6 months is 1.99. That is our teaser rate for Heloc. But of course,
Uh-huh.
if you have the house for the last couple of years, your rate is really low. Um, but if you want thinking to buy another primary home, because I can
Mm.
help to get in. Let's say if you own a home right now and you're thinking to do another primary, for maybe you buy for your parents or buying for your kids, you can also buy a second primary. Okay,
I
and by doing that, you can either cash out or do the HELOC.
I see. But in this situation nowadays, when the rates are high, would you recommend a HELOC or a actual flat out cash out refinance?
I think will be HELOC will be the best option,
Mm-hmm.
because like I mentioned, they already have maybe like 3%, or 3.5% already for their first current home. So it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense if they cash out and they have to pay additional with a higher rate. So I don't think
Mm-hmm.
that's a good idea. But
Right.
if
I
you take
think
out the
to
HELOC
add more
one or
on
two
that cash
Yeah.
out
thousand,
front,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think the difference between a HELOC and cash out, right? Like HELOC is kind of a credit card, like where they give you some
Yes.
Limit.
limit. Okay, and you can use it whenever it is necessary.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
That's
And the
true.
cash out is like one time they give you a amount, and you should be start paying immediately. If your needs are not immediate,
Mm.
HELOC is better for you.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay. So if your needs are immediate, then like cash out, but only thing you start paying immediately. But
Mhm.
the
Yes.
cash out and HELOC might be a bit slowed down because of the rising interest rates. As Catherine is saying, she has a very good program, like for 2% APR or something for the first 6 months. I think that's a very
Yes.
good thing to start. The
Mm.
people are complaining, hey, like the rates are high, but when you go for 1987, right, the rates were like skyrocketed by 0.84 points in just a week. So it was like jumped for like almost a 10.27 percentage in APRs.
Mhm.
Okay, in 1987. When you
Wow.
take that rate and today's rate is still, it's okay, it's affordable, but we got
Yes.
used to a low rates in last year, right, or
Mhm.
last 2 years. That's where people just gets panicked. Like we got used to it, like 2%. I know
Yeah.
my clients even close for 2% APRs.
Wow,
Yes.
Okay.
incredible. Yeah.
But they paid very crazy amount in San Ramon, Dublin. Like they bought it for a 1.6 million. But the
Mm.
same homes are like reduced to a 1.4 million, but your rates are like 4.25% APR.
Ah,
Yes.
okay. Mhm.
Okay. You can see the difference. Like it was like they paid almost 1.6 million, but now it's reduced to a 1.4, but your rates have doubled up.
Right. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
As you said in the beginning of this show, home buying is a responsibility.
Mm. Yeah, you shouldn't forget that. Mm.
Okay. And
Mm.
it's like you should not think about like after you pay 50,000 today more higher, like let's assume you paid a 50,000 higher more, it doesn't mean like you can't recover it back. Like for example, if you're going to buy the house and going to stay there for 3 to 5 years, right? Return of investment will be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Home buying is always high risk, high reward. Okay. But you should always think about like home buying is like whatever it returns back, your happiness or like whatever the child memories you cherish from
Mm.
that one, right? That you can't replace it.
That is intangible and
Right.
priceless.
That's the priceless. Okay.
Yeah.
When you're buying a house and the kids grow up in your own house compared to a rental house, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't compare everything apple to apple with the money. That's what I
Mhm.
tell to my clients.
Mm. Yeah. So can you use your second loan on your current home to buy another primary home?
Yes. You can. Like, I mentioned it earlier.
Mm.
We can help the our member to have two homes, and the rate is the same as their primary home.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Instead of
Okay.
investment, you have to down like 30%, and the rate is really high, like 5% plus
Mm.
for the adjustable rate. Here we can do another primary. It's either you can upgrade your house. You can say you can upgrade. You said you're going to move to the new house, or
Mm.
you can say you stay where you are, but you buy for your parents or your kids. We can
Yeah.
do that as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So a lot of possibilities these days. And of course, while we are on the subject, Nagraj, you also mentioned this is a buyer's market now with rates coming down a bit. But how long is it taking to close on a house?
It's typically at 30 days. I think since the not nowadays there's not much loans, right? Like I think not much refinances are happening.
Mm.
So we can typically close by 21 days also. I
Mm.
think Catherine has the fastest closing. I think she was able to close my other file by 15 days. But buyer sold, hey, no, let's close by 30 days because I have other commitments. If needed, we can close by 15 days also
Mm-hmm.
because appraisals are not taking much time nowadays. Earlier, it used to take more than 20, 15 days to get back your appraisal itself. But
Uh-huh.
now, since appraisals are turnaround time are faster,
Mm.
typically we can
Hmm.
close by 15 to 21 days.
I see.
Yes.
Oh, that's a very good time limit. Very
Yeah.
fast turnaround. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Only reason we are delayed by 30 days is because the buyer has some rental commitments, existing rental commitments, and they need to give a notice, right? And that is the only reason we delayed for a 30 days. Otherwise, we can close it by less than 21 days too.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yes.
And the
So,
good thing is, like
mm,
nowadays, like since it's more of a buyer's market, they can negotiate on the closing cost also.
mm-hmm.
The sellers are able to accommodate or help you out on the sellers buyers closing cost also, and they're helping out in basically bringing down the points also. If it is
Wow.
4 point, if it is a 4.25, the some sellers are contributing towards bringing down like to a 4%, 3.75% there also. So they're
Mm-hmm.
contributing towards that discount points also.
Oh, okay. So there's so much of possibility available. It's like all you have to do is to take that first step towards it, and things will fall into place to become the home. There's so many
Eh,
obstacles that were there earlier, but they're all sort of just can pass off, and there are more and more options, possibilities
yeah,
for you.
there's a lot of options opened up now. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so if the buyers are thinking, hey, like it might drop down in December time, but
Mm.
you never know there, like because
Yeah.
problem is like there might be not be this much enough inventory also, right? Like
Yeah.
nowadays the inventory has opened up so much. Right now, it's a good time to buy and negotiate now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you always say, when you're ready, that's the best time to step in
That's
and not
yeah.
just
You are
wait.
ready, just go buy the home, like well, because lenders are there to give you based on your income and your credibilities.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. So we're almost at the end of time, but again, very insightful session. And folks, if you've joined us late and if you are intrigued by all of the questions that we've had, coming up, you can always reach out to Nagaraj offline, 408-805-4653. 408-805-4653. Thank you, Nagaraj and Catherine. Exciting session, and look forward to talking to you next week. On
Thank you
that
so much.
note, on that note, this is Vijaya. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you.
You're listening to Real Estate Roundup. With Realtor Nagaraj Annaiah every Sunday from 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. PST on Bolly 92.3 FM. బే ఏరియాలో ఇల్లు కావాలనుకుంటే ఒక్కటే గుర్తుంచుకోండి, NNN.
ఆర్ఆర్ఆర్ గురించి విన్నాం, ఎక్సైటెడ్ గా ఉన్నాం. ఈ ఎన్ఎన్ఎన్ ఏంటి?
న్యూ ఇయర్ లో న్యూ హోమ్ కావాలంటే నాగరాజ్ అన్నయ్య NNN. రియల్ ఎస్టేట్ బయింగ్, సెల్లింగ్, ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్స్, ఫైనాన్సింగ్ అండ్ రీఫైనాన్సింగ్ కి ఒకటే సొల్యూషన్, నాగరాజ్ అన్నయ్య. ఫర్ డీటెయిల్స్ విజిట్ nagarajhomes.com or call 408-805-4653. Just remember NNN. New Year, new home, Nagaraj Annaiah.